welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to jump into the new collection from Nars. I actually bought this collection on Instagram. Nars had done like an early release for their Instagram, so I picked it up. I've had it a couple of days. I just haven't had a chance to play around with it. It actually shipped out pretty quickly, which was really fun. This is called the Uninhibited collection. It is a limited edition, and I bought the entire collection, so we're gonna get into it today. For those of you guys that missed it, I recently uploaded my review of the new Nars Air Matte blushes. I will link that up here in the iCards and also in the description box down below if you missed that. So if you guys are interested, definitely check out that video. But today it's all about the Uninhibited collection. So let's start with the palette. Now, I first want to mention the palette and the blush duo has the same packaging, and they're very hard to get open with nails. I'm just gonna say it. They are a pain in the ass to get open. So this is the eyeshadow palette, and this is the blush palette. They are exactly the same. If you end up buying both, you're gonna have to look at the back to see if you're picking up the right palette. But the packaging is really beautiful, even though it shows fingerprints. Nars just always does a great job with packaging. So this is the Uninhibited palette, and it retails for $49. It is a 9-pan palette that features mattes, shimmers, and metallic finishes. So of course, in the video, I try this palette and create the look that I'm wearing now with it. Of course, as always, I will do swatches, and I will also compare it to other palettes that I find that are similar to this in my collection, just so you can kind of see how it compares. Then we have the blush palette. Now, this blush palette features two existing blush shades. They are their best sellers, and this is also limited edition. This is $45. The two shades that you get are Tempted, which is a shimmering mid-tone beige, and Deep Throat, which is a soft pink with golden sheen. So these are not new shades to their blushes, but they're new to me. I don't have these two shades in my collection, so that was the reason why I picked it up. Then they launched 3 new Afterglow lip shines, and these are limited edition as well. These retail for $26. These retail for $26, and I picked up all 3 shades. So it is all about Nars today, you guys, and this collection is very beautiful. I personally love rose gold, so it was right up my alley. So that's what we're doing in today's video, you guys. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight into the tutorials of me trying on all of these products. And then, of course, we will get into the swatches and comparisons, and then I will jump into my final thoughts. So I will see you guys then. Okay, so we're gonna jump into the new eyeshadow palette. I'm very excited. The packaging, so pretty. Although it does show fingerprints, kind of annoying, but the packaging is really, really cute. Okay, so let's open it up, except for it's kind of hard to open with nails. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. So, like, it just, nails are a pain. I just, oh. Okay, got it open. This is a really pretty palette. I'm excited to play with it. Can't resist a Nars palette. Look at those swatches. Okay, I am very excited. I love a Nars palette, and some Nars palettes don't work for me. This one I have high hopes for. I don't have anything on my face other than my foundation and my brows and some eyeshadow primer. So today I used my Nars Soft Matte Concealer, the one that comes in a little tub, and then I powdered it down. I want to first grab this shade. I want to put it all over the lid. And I didn't put any concealer on because I didn't know if I'd get any fallout. So I'm going to use the Smith 253 brush. Oh. You guys, that shade is beautiful. Okay, so that shade applies like a dream. It's very pigmented and very beautiful. I'm going to go in with a clean brush and just kind of clean up those edges and kind of blend it in. I didn't get hardly any fallout, maybe a tiny bit, but not a lot, and it is beautiful. Very, very soft. I am going to grab this shade right next to it, and I'm going to put that in my crease. I'm going to use it as a transition and see if it will show up on my skin tone and blend it out. Oh yeah. If you have a lighter skin tone, it's definitely going to be a really good transition shade for you. If you're darker than me, I don't know that it'll show up, but you can use it to blend out some of these darker shades here. I'm going to grab a little bit of this shade in the middle, and then I'm going to put a little bit of that here on this outer corner. I want to see the tone of this. Now, over top of that transition, it's a beautiful tone. It literally is gorgeous. Such a beautiful shade. Oh my gosh. And then I'm just going to take a clean buffer brush and just kind of buff around those edges and kind of blend those edges out. Okay, I'm going to wipe the brush off. I'm going to go back into this transition shade right here. Go right over top of that color and just kind of deepen it. Now I'm going to grab this shade here, bring that right here on the outer corner. I'm going to pick up some with my blending brush and blend it into this outer corner. It's a very soft satin shade. It's really beautiful. Okay, so I went ahead and threw on some concealer. Let's go ahead and work on the lower lash line really fast. I'm gonna grab this shade right here, and I'm gonna bring that right under here. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab just a tiny bit of this shade. I'm gonna bring that right under here, keeping it there on the outer corner. Then I'm going to switch brushes. I'm going to grab the flat definer from Sigma. It is the E15, and I'm going to go into this dark shade right here. And I am going to smoke that into the lower lash line right here on the outer corner. And then I'm going to grab my brush that I used to apply the transition shades and just blend it out. And I think I'm going to make a little bit of a wing, so I'm going to kind of mark it from the lower lash line. I'm going to grab that shade one more time, and I'm going to put that right here on the outer corner and kind of blend it into the lash line. Now I want to take this shade and put it on the inner corner and up on the brow bone. Put it right next to the brow. And then I'm just going to blend it out with my finger. Place it right here on the inner corner. Oh, that shade is so freaking pretty. So I think I want to grab a little teeny bit of that shade and blend it right into the center of the lid. I don't want to take it too far, but just to... So this is the final look using the palette, and I think it turned out really beautiful. Didn't have any issues with the shades that I used, and yeah, that's it for the tutorial using the palette. Let's go ahead and jump into the blush duo. Okay, so let's move into the blush duo, the Uninhibited blush duo. So I haven't put on any contour products, any bronzer or anything on my face yet. I haven't even powdered. I wanted to show you guys what these shades look like on my skin tone without anything on there. So I'm going to first grab this pink shade. I'm going to put the pink shade on this side. So I'm going to use my Designer Pro brush from Sonia G and just put that here. Okay, so this pink does have some shimmer. Be mindful of that if you have any enlarged pores or texture or anything on your cheeks. It does have a shimmer. It's beautiful though. I'm gonna wipe the brush off. I'm gonna go into this shade and we're gonna put that on this side. Ooh, damn, that's a pretty blush. It looks beautiful. Like, so beautiful. I mean, it is so soft on the skin and okay, so I went ahead and powdered and then I put on some setting spray. This shade right here is definitely a little bit more shimmery. If you're a lighter skin tone than I am, these both will be perfect on your skin. If you have a darker skin tone than I do, this would probably be better as a blush topper because it doesn't have a lot of opacity in the colors because it's a little bit more shimmery. So it doesn't have like a base tone. It doesn't have like a deeper base, but I love the way that both of these blushes look. So that's it for the blush duo. Let's go ahead and jump into the 3 new lip products that I got from the collection. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the 3 new lip products that they launched in this collection. So I love the packaging. I love rose gold though. So rose gold is kind of my thing. Let's try them on. Now, like I mentioned, my upper lip is still a little bit swollen and I got some bumps going on. It just is what it is after you get a little bit of lip filler. So I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna freak out too much. So these look like they all have a shimmer to them. Let's start with the lightest and then we'll go to the darkest. So this is the shade Sunrush. Okay, so Sunrush is just clear with a little bit of shine in it. This might look better maybe over a lipstick or something because it doesn't really have any tone to it. I'm going to swatch some here. So it's clear, okay? It's clear with sparkles. Let's try on the shade Daybreaker. This one has a little bit of color to it, but not a lot. It doesn't have a lot of base color, but it does have a little bit of something. So that's the color of Daybreaker. And of course, I will swatch all of these in the Swatches and Comparisons. So this does have a little bit more tint to it than the first one that we tried on. Last, we have the shade Hot Spell. Let's try that one on. Oh, so pretty. I think this shade is definitely the prettiest out of the 3 just because it does have some opacity to it and it just looks really beautiful and kind of brings the whole like makeup look together. So personally, this is my favorite. I will continue to wear it as I'm swatching and stuff, and then when I come back on camera to give my final thoughts, I will be able to kind of, by then I'll let you guys know how this wears and how long it lasts. But I don't know. I still think that all 3 of these need something underneath them to really give them some color. But this is a really pretty shade. This is definitely my favorite of the 3. Right, so that's it for all the applications from this new collection from Nars. Let's go ahead and jump into the swatches and comparisons, and then we will jump into my final thoughts. So I will see you guys then. So let's go ahead and jump into the eyeshadow palette first. I love this palette. Love this palette. I think it's beautiful. It swatches like a dream. These shades are gorgeous, and it is the same type of formula and finishes as my favorite NARS palette, which is the Skin Deep palette. So if you guys are familiar with the Skin Deep palette, it's personally one of my favorites. But I mean, I've had this palette for a really long time, and it's still one of my favorites. Even though I have so many palettes in my collection, this is still one of my favorites. These shimmer shades are always so soft and buttery and just beautiful to apply. Same goes for this palette. So I don't always have the best experience with NARS palette. It's always a hit and miss for me. And if the formula is similar to the Skin Deep palette, I know I'm gonna love it. And that is exactly how this palette is. You saw when I applied this on the lid just how impactful it was. And it's not one of those shadows that's too shimmery. See, that's the thing that I love about the NARS formula, especially when it comes to like these shades right here. These are more of their metallic finishes, but they're so soft on the eye. So they're not they're not too much. So for example, like, I'm just gonna throw it out there, something like Natasha Denona or Pat McGrath. Those like metallic shades, they are punchy, right? Like they give a big impact, which is why people love them. And with NARS, they're a little bit softer on the eye. These type of palettes just are incredible because the way that these shimmers apply are just beautiful. The shimmers and the metallics, unbelievable. And I feel like they are perfect for any type of texture or wrinkling on the eyelid, whatever it is. It's just one of those very soft metallic formulas that give the eyelid a beautiful look without being too much. And NARS has always gotten that formula right, and I'm so happy that it's in this palette. The mattes are buttery and soft. So right here is a very beautiful soft satin shade. And it's just, you guys, this palette is amazing. I love it. It's beautiful. I'm so happy I have it in my collection, and NARS got this one right. The palette is an A+ for me. Love it. Let's talk about the blush palette. These blushes are beautiful. Very, very beautiful on the skin. And even though they have some shimmer to them, now if you have a deeper skin tone, like I mentioned in the application of this blush palette, this would be absolutely beautiful over a gorgeous, more opaque, deeper peachy blush. So if you have a peach blush in your collection that you absolutely love, this would bring it to another level. I think this would actually be more beautiful on a deeper skin tone as a blush topper than it will be on my skin tone or somebody that is lighter skin toned. This, I think, would just really make a deeper skin tone just shine, and it would be absolutely stunning. So even if you have a deeper skin tone and you've been thinking about getting this palette and this shade won't work for you alone, there is a way for you to make it work, and I think it would be so, so pretty. These blushes are soft, beautiful, they pack well, and I mean, I went in a few times to build them up. I got no patchiness. It didn't lift up my foundation. Oh, so pretty. They are so pretty. So, so pretty. So this gets an A+ for me. Yeah. Love both of those. Let's talk about the Afterglow lip shines. So like I mentioned in the application of these, I've had this shade on for probably about an hour now, I would say. I had to take a break for a little bit, and it's still on and it still looks really good. I think it looks fine. It hasn't faded quite as quickly as I thought it would. But out of all three of these shades, I would say this is the perfect shade for me and my skin tone. If you have a lighter skin tone than I do, Daybreaker is really pretty. I think Sunrush is okay, but I think it's kind of a waste to pay $26 for something that's clear with glitter speckles in it. So I don't know that I would buy this again. if it was me. So I hope that the swatches and comparisons were helpful for you guys, and I hope that that kind of helped to decide if these were something that you guys needed in your collection. I hope that this review was helpful. Sound off down below in the comments section. Are you guys planning on picking up this collection? Have you picked up anything from this collection? If you have, how are you feeling about it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Share with us in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me in today's video. I hope that you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in my next video. Love you. Bye.